R&B artist R. Kelly, convicted on all counts, convicted of sexual exploitation of a child, sexual trafficking, racketeering, and bribery. R. Kelly faces up to 10 years in prison. Sentencing set for May the 4th. Hi, I'm Scoot. There are a couple of things to talk about. I welcome you to the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel. Again, we're just starting this, so this will get bigger and you will be part of it. So if you have not become a subscriber, I hope you subscribe. It's free. And if you do subscribe, we give you a personal message every time we play something. And I comment on as many of your comments as I can. Sometimes I can't do it right away, but I do ultimately get to it. All right, so let's go back a little bit. Here's this rhythm and blues artist. I Believe I Can Fly, his big hit. What a beautiful song. All right, in 2019 in Minneapolis, R. Kelly was charged with engaging in prostitution with a minor. She was a fan. She was under 18, but older than 16. So the oldest she could have been was 17. By the way, at the time, R. Kelly, I think, was 52. He was 52. She was 17 at the oldest. He signs an autograph for her and gives her a phone number. The 16, 17-year-old calls the phone number. She's told to go to R. Kelly's hotel. She goes to R. Kelly's hotel. He pays her $200 to dance naked. She does. He takes his clothes off and there's sexual contact. A couple of things to unpack here. I'll get to that in just a moment, but here's what I really want to get to. R. Kelly, look, when you want to know about sexual exploitation, you go to the experts, right? And what better expert to go to than Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby now says that he believes R. Kelly got railroaded in his sex trafficking trial. I mean, Bill Cosby's got to be one of the leading experts in sexual exploitation, right? He says he got railroaded and says that he didn't get a break. He was screwed. I guess Bill Cosby would know all about getting screwed. So would R. Kelly. And he didn't catch a break. And there are those who say that the deck was stacked against him. Bill Cosby supporting R. Kelly. Surprised? I'm not. All right, look, I want to point out something here, and I want to be very clear about this. I am not blaming the young girl. I'm not blaming the young girl. But there's a lesson to be learned in this tragedy of just this one case of this 16, 17-year-old girl. I mean, if she was under 18 and older than 16, she was, 16 and a half or 17 at the oldest. He's a 52-year-old guy. Some people are starstruck. I get that. But here's a lesson to learn from this. Let's say this girl's 16. She knows better. You don't go to a guy. Look, I'm not blaming her, but I'm pointing out this. Sometimes girls, sometimes women have the ability to keep themselves out of bad situations. Whether you're underage or of age, you know what's right and wrong. And I point this out from personal experience. I've told this story on my radio show on WWL. I was about 12, maybe I was 13. Maybe I was 13 years old. I was on a business trip with my dad to Oklahoma City. It was the summertime. My dad traveled, had access to a twin-engine company airplane. And so I flew with my dad to Oklahoma City. My dad had meetings to go to. He would leave me in the hotel, go to his meetings. One day, my dad decides I need a babysitter. She was very attractive. She was wearing a black dress, I remember. And she tries to kiss me and touch me. Again, maybe I was 13 years old. I ran in the bathroom. I hid in the bathroom of the hotel. I didn't really know what was going on. Well, I knew it wasn't right. I was 12, 13. I knew whatever she was doing was not right. Now, I didn't think about this until years later, but I do recall years later, I recalled that she and my dad were talking after my dad came back, and she said, I tried, but he locked himself in the bathroom. So here's what I think happened. I think my dad met this hat check girl and met this girl or whatever, and he paid her to have sex with me in this hotel room. Look, I loved my dad, but this was not really the best thing for him to do. My point is, at that age, I knew right from wrong. And when you're 16, 17 years old, you know you're not supposed to have sex with a 52-year-old man, for God's sake. Now, without blaming the young girl, it is fair to say, use judgment and teach your teenage daughters and sons. Teach them that they, use judgment. Like these 17-year-old guys in high school who had sex with teachers. I mean, this was like a couple of years ago. This was a big thing in Louisiana. People were having sex with their teacher. I mean, I guess it's always going on, but it was a big deal. And these guys are like, and society looks at these guys as like these poor victims, these poor 17-year-old guys. I was 17. Now, when I was 17, if that girl tried to kiss me, it might have been a whole different story. But nobody has been 17 longer than me. I've been 17 as long as anybody on this planet. I was 17 for a whole year. So I know what it's like to be 17. And if a teacher wanted to have sex with me and I had sex with a teacher, I would know that I'm partly to blame for that. But society looks at these 17-year-old boys and, oh, these poor little victims. Bullshit. They're not victims. They knew exactly what the hell they were doing. They were having sex with a teacher. Okay, yes, punish the teacher, hold the teacher accountable because the teacher is the authority. I'm for that. The teacher is accountable. But don't look at these 17-year-old guys as victims because they knew what they were doing. So again, there's a lot to learn from this, and have conversations with your kids, and let's and as a society, let's not be afraid to hold people accountable, even if somebody's more accountable than somebody else. There's no reason why somebody else can't be held accountable, like a 17-year-old or a 16-year-old. You know what you're supposed to do. Now, in a few cases, maybe you don't. And if you don't know what to do, then that is your parents' fault. It's the fault of the people who brought you into this world. I just like to set the record straight on some of these things because I think society sometimes reacts in a collective way to certain things, and we lose sight of the fact that many times, even when we're young, we have control. Now, how many Catholic parents never talk to their kids about the possibility that a priest is going to molest them? I know I know kids whose parents sided with the church and the priests. Oh, the priest would never do that. So these kids got molested. But if a priest wants to come in some private situation with you, and if a priest wants to touch you, I mean, I'm sorry, but you need to have these conversations with your kids. I blame the priests who did that. But kids need to be alerted and need to be given the power to say, hey, I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. Because this is, this stuff happens in private quarters. So anyway, just, be careful. There's lessons to be learned with all of this stuff. Thank you for joining me on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel, and join me on my radio show on WWL in New Orleans. And you can go to our website, wwl.com, and stream the show, or download the app Odyssey, AUDACY, and type in WWL. And you've got our show wherever you've got your phone. We are on the phone. It's 1 to 4 Central Time on WWL in New Orleans. And again, thank you for joining me on the Scoot on the Air YouTube channel.